guys! Welcome back to my channel. Good news to everyone because Qatar Airways will be conducting a recruitment in the Philippines. That is why on today's video, I will be talking about what happens and what to expect in an open day. So without much further ado, let's get started. So what is an open day? Basically, an open day is the first chance for an applicant to meet with the recruiters of a certain airline. So it is very important for you to make a very good first impression because you're gonna have very limited time with the recruiters. So before we discuss in more detail what happens in an open day, let's figure out first how are you gonna be able to find out if there's gonna be an open day in your city and what are the things that you need to bring with you. So first, how are you gonna find out that there's gonna be an open day in your city? Basically, the first thing that you need to do is to check on the website of the certain airline or their FB pages or their IG pages, Twitter or whatever. Most cabin crew are employed by different airlines, usually post on their FB pages as well. So if you have any friends who are working for an airline, that's the best way for you to find out if there's gonna be an open day. But like what I said in the beginning of the video, Qatar Airways will be coming to the Philippines this February and it's gonna be done in, I'm looking at the posting right now, it's gonna be in Clark, Pampanga in February 16 and Davao on February 24, and that's gonna be only for female applicants only. So for the guys out there, don't even bother wasting your time going for the application because they're not gonna entertain you. Okay, now that you know how to find out if there's gonna be an open day, let's discuss what are the things that you need to prepare before going for an open day. To avoid wasting your time, make sure that you go through the requirements posted by the airline first and see for yourself if you meet the criteria that is required. So now I'm looking at the posting from IPAMS. IPAMS is the website that handles the recruitment and facilitates the recruitment of Qatar Airways in the Philippines. So it says here that the minimum age is 21 years old, minimum arm reach of 212 centimeters, on tiptoes. So they will allow you to tiptoe so that you'll be able to reach the line that they have set. And they have changed their educational requirement. Now it's minimum high school education with fluency in written and spoken English. And of course, you will have to follow the dress code, which is business attire for the female, corporate coat, blouse and knee-level skirt, and hair tied up and in full makeup. So something like this. I've discussed this in a video that I've made before, how to ace your cabin crew interview. So if you're interested in that, you can click on this link right here. Think that you meet these minimum requirements, then you are ready to go for the open day. But before that, what are the things that you need to bring with you? It's also written on the website, on the postings, or wherever they post for the recruitments or open days. It's written here, 1 CV in English, 1 passport photocopy, 1 passport photograph in corporate attire without glasses, and 1 photocopy of your highest education certificate. So that's either your high school diploma or your college diploma, whatever is the highest educational attainment you have. It only says here to bring 1, but I would suggest bring extra with you just in case something bad happens, it gets wet. You know, you have to prepare for the worst case scenario all the time. Now let's talk about the photograph that you're gonna bring. In the past, they used to ask us to bring 1 full-length photo, meaning full-body photo wearing corporate attire, but now it only requires you to bring a passport photograph. So I'm gonna post an example right here. Passport photo, for example. I believe in the past they required you have a blue background. So since it's not written here which background to use, it's better to follow their previous standard, which is the blue background as shown here in the photo. Now you're ready. You have all the requirements with you and you feel like you've passed the minimum criteria. Now you're ready to go for your open day. My suggestion, be early. The posting says 9 o'clock in the morning and it finishes at 5. You can come anytime in between 9 and 5 p.m. But from my personal experience, when I went for the open day, when I arrived at 9 o'clock, the queue was already outside the hotel where the recruitment is being done. And I arrived there at 9 and I finished at 3. Because technically, if you arrive on time on these open days, it means you're late and you will have to stay for a really long time. You cannot leave the queue once you're already there. So I would suggest bring a bottle of water with you, something something quick to eat, banana or crackers or whatever, just to keep your... So now let's discuss what exactly happens in an open day. The first thing to happen in an open day is the reach test, and unfortunately, for those applicants who won't be able to reach 212 centimeters, this is going to be the end of the journey, because that's the minimum requirement. You need to reach 212 centimeters. So I would suggest, even before going for the application, practice at home, because I've heard that it really helps if you practice reaching 212 centimeters. I think at least 2 fingers should reach the line that they have placed on the wall. So if you manage to do that on tiptoes, you're good to go. For those who passed the reach test, you're now going to go to the next stage, where you're going to wait to see the recruitment officers who's going to receive your CV or your resume. For me, this is the most grueling part, because I had to wait for a really long time, because there were really a lot of applicants that time. So my suggestion, maintain your poise, keep your back straight when you're being seated, and think that you're always monitored at all times, even if the recruitment officers cannot see you. Once it's your time to meet the recruitment officers, you're gonna have less than 5 minutes, and you want to impress them within those minutes, so you have to make the most of it. Make an impression from the moment you get up from your seat. Remember that the recruiter will be looking at you from the moment you get up from your seat and as you walk up to them. So you have to convey confidence, stand up straight, and smile. Once you get to the table of the recruitment officer, smile, greet them, and then offer a handshake, and then proceed in giving your CV, of course, with the paper facing them. Since you will only have less than 5 minutes with them, the recruitment officers will not have enough time to read everything that's written in your resume. Based on my observation when I went for my open day, what the recruitment officer did was she quickly browsed my resume and encircled relevant information like college degree, previous work experience, my age, my height, and my weight, and my name. Those are the only things that they're gonna quickly look at. So I would suggest, if you're gonna prepare your CV, make these important points in bold letters so that it's easier for the recruitment officers to see it as well. Limit the contents of your CV to personal information, educational attainment, or previous work backgrounds. While you're standing in front of the recruitment officer and as they are going through your resume, you will feel like you're standing for a really long time, and sometimes your nerves are gonna make you start fidgeting. So avoid that. Keep your hands together and just stand up straight and maintain your poise at all times. So as they're going through your CV, this is the time that they're going to try to ask you questions. And I've noticed that they tend to ask more of close-ended questions just to make it really quick for them. Based on my experience, I was only asked 2 questions. First question was, "Are you Catherine?" And the second question was, "How old are you?" Avoid answering with a plain yes or no or one-word answers, because remember, you only have 5 minutes or less with your recruitment officers, and you really want to impress them. So you have to show that you can stir up a conversation even when you're asked close-ended questions. Be confident, but don't overdo it, because it's not gonna work in your favor, and you want to be as natural as you can be. Once your interaction with the recruitment officer is done, you will either get a note that will serve as an invitation for you to go for your assessment day, meaning the day after the open day, or the recruitment officer will tell you that we will call you or we will send you an email. They won't send you an email and they will not call you. This means that you did not pass the open day, sadly. Either way, once your conversation with the recruitment officer is done, politely thank them for their time and then exit. So basically, that's the whole gist of an open day. Really, it sounds easy, it sounds very quick, but it's truly a test of patience and stamina, because you will have to line up standing up and you will only get 5 minutes. Sometimes it's frustrating that you needed to line up for a long time just to meet with the recruiter for less than 5 minutes, but I'm telling you, it's really worth it. Just be patient and prepare. Your preparation is gonna make you more confident when you're facing the recruitment officers. For first-time applicants, I hope I was able to help you make a clearer picture of what really happens in an open day, so you're not going to be blindsided when you go for it. Stay tuned for my next video where I will be discussing about what happens in an assessment day. In the meantime, if you're interested, you can go through my previous videos where I discussed cabin crew makeup tutorials and how to ace your cabin crew interview. For all the applicants who are aspiring to become cabin crew in the future, or aspiring to work with Qatar Airways or any other airlines. I hope you pass your interview and I hope to fly with you soon. This has been Days with Kath. I'll see you next time. Bye!